is our love
So it
child.
should be like, what?
You can cut that out.
What?
No, I said peace, so you can
No,
everything
just
from
say-
peace, cut it out.
This is on
I'm not
chat.
cutting Jack out. Hey guys, we are back.
We're back.
We're back. It's been a long time.
A really long time.
Like, very
Like
long
5
time.
months.
Yeah, 5 months. A lot can happen in 5 months.
Somebody asked me if, like, we broke up. I don't know what's that supposed to mean, but they're like, did you and Gareth break up? I'm like...
Well, the truth is... You want to tell them? Or should I tell them?
You tell them. I don't know what the truth is.
Well, the truth is...
He has been ditching me.
Well, that's not the entire truth.
He's
but
been on call.
That's been part of the truth. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because I think, as you said, it's been 5 months. It's been a long time since we recorded. It's been a long time since we actually met up to do the D&G vlog. And I think we owe it to you guys to explain ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, what's been happening?
I think before we go on,
Yeah.
we reached 100 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing. Whoop whoop. I think that's like
Hundreds.
such a good milestone.
We love you.
If you haven't subscribed, please click subscribe. Like, it's so important to us. But yeah, what's been happening? I think on my end, life.
Yeah.
I think the funny part is like we've been meeting, just not like filming.
Filming, yeah.
I think for me, like life being busy, like I was sick at the beginning of the year, so
Yeah.
like all year long it's been like being on medication and like working on being better first, and then you throw in like responsibilities of like what I do on a daily and just like life happening in general. And I think sometimes you just need space to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean I can totally relate because like one of my biggest passions, like I mean outside of this, is writing, and I live, breathe. Okay, no, I don't. That's very unbiblical, by the way. I don't live, breathe writing, but I love writing. It's one of my passions. But I haven't written in so long and forever. I think the last consistent blog post I did was probably over 6 months ago, and the reason I took a break was because it's a story I'll delve into one day, maybe on a post. I sort of did it the last post, but I think me and God were kind of me and God, more like me. We didn't have a fight, me and God, but we were working on things. Well, I was working on things, and he was telling me to work on things. It's complicated.
It's complicated.
We have a very
You're
complicated
in a situation.
We're in a situation. No, I
No,
hope we're
hey,
not.
whoa,
We're
hey,
not in a situation.
Hey, man,
but
that's dangerous.
but like on the real though, I think November last year I was just feeling so lost. I couldn't explain it. Nothing specific was happening, but I just felt very empty. But then God came through so much. Like He used so many different people to like speak to me and say different sorts of things. And I must say, like it was like on the peaks with God for a good while. But I think what's also been really, well, for a good while, I mean like up getting into this year as well. But what's been really consuming me has been work. To be honest, it's work.
By the way, he's a doctor.
I think we all know that. Like
No.
you know, like we don't need to like talk about it more.
So by the way, so like before, like off camera, we're talking about how I hadn't told these guys, my friends, about the new radio show.
Yep, imagine.
Yeah.
We're just as shocked as you are. What kind of friend
Hey
is
man,
he?
we're
I
getting
haven't
to
told,
know.
to be fair, I haven't told anyone yet. I was going to officially make it a statement later on.
Exclusive. D&G vlog exclusive.
Yeah, so on the morning drive on Capital FM, the weekly Apple. But that's besides the point. I was saying that I've been busy with work. So you come back to work, you're pretty tired. You're pretty drained. Sometimes you don't have time to do the little things, as Dee was talking about. But yeah, I mean the good thing is that we have been meeting off set and off camera. And I guess sometimes doing life with people is much better than, not much better, but the quality is much better than having an online social life, but not really having a social life.
I think same thing for me. Like I think I've also been fighting different kinds of battles. Like for me, it's not my relationship with God, but I think it's more of like internal, like mental kind of stuff. And I think I got to a point where it's like my dilemma is always: do I want to document, can I write about things as they're happening for authenticity, or do I just want God to work in my heart and then like talk about it later? Especially when you're going through personal stuff, it's just like maybe I don't want to overshare and like I just want to be in my own bubble right now. And I think sometimes it's healthy to take personal space.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, how has the year been like treating you so far?
I think if I have to be very honest, the year has been, like, objectively looking at everything, it's been great. I graduated this year. These guys pulled through. They made like that. That was a very unique graduation present, by the way. I never really. I did express how thankful I was, but then it like really meant a lot. Just like these guys coming through and shooting a video, and then being called out when I was outside.
That was so funny.
You can find that online. You'll know what I mean when you see it. So graduation was great. Starting work officially was great as well. I think with God things have also been good. Like I said, there were a few hiccups, but it's been an interesting journey. I think that's been the thing for me. With like almost every single year, I find it difficult to think about years in terms of years. I think I've seen more life as a progressive journey. I think right now I'm really just thinking about the future and just trying not to worry because at this age. Wait,
Right.
what was I gonna say?
Are you sure you want me to say it?
I'm talking about career, guys. I'm
At
talking
this
about
age-
moving out the house.
At this age of your career, what are you supposed to do?
I know I'm growing a mane, by the way.
A what?
I'm growing a mane, like my own.
Oh, is that what
Can
it's
you
called?
like turn to the side a little? So
Yeah,
we see.
Is that what
Stop
it's called?
touching it. We can't see it.
A mane?
Ooh.
That's what it's called, a beard.
It's a beard.
Yes, if his beard connects, he's a keeper.
So yeah, just putting it out there as well.
His DMs are still open.
Slide
Yeah,
in.
but otherwise, I think the year has been. I think there's a lot more of labs to accomplish, especially with regards to the blog and certain writing projects I've been working on. There's something else which I'm working on, which I think I will let you guys in after because you guys, yeah, outside of the video, just to keep you guys curious, I'll let you guys know. But there's certain projects which I would really love to get going, but I haven't yet. I think that's been one of the setbacks.
I also I think this year has been, I've grown a lot. But one thing I think that I've really enjoyed, I think up until like maybe a month ago, just the consistency in creating. So like writing more often and actually chasing the things that you want to chase. So if you don't know, I started a podcast this year.
Yeah.
Gareth is not in it. Somebody asked me why Gareth is not
Heartbroken.
in it. But like started a podcast with like 4 other people and it's called Karibu Conversations. You can check it out on SoundCloud, iTunes and all or on my blog. And yeah, so like just seeing dreams happen, like making things happen. And I think realizing that I really do enjoy creating content.
Yeah.
With a bit YouTube channel, I have my own YouTube channel now. Sorry, Gareth. But like
Again, heartbroken.
but like yeah, I enjoy constantly creating and like trying out new things. So I think that's really been like helping me get out and release some stress when I need to like de-stress and everything. There's definitely things that I wish, this could have been better. Consistency could have been better. But at the same time, like I'm also learning to be unapologetic for being inconsistent because I'm trying to be a better person and like be a healthier me. The video's gonna cut now. So yeah, I've generally like enjoyed creating at a pace that is healthy for me. And not just creating because I need to create, but if I feel like I need space to myself and work on myself to be healthy physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's okay to take breaks.
I totally get that because sometimes when you're trying to create content, especially, I mean, it's good to do it for the people because it's a service as well. It's ministry in that sense. That you're meeting other people's needs in as much as it's something you enjoy. But when you get to the point where you're writing or you're filming or you're recording something like a podcast, which I'm not in.
Okay.
And you, I don't know, and you just don't have the you time. We don't have time for you to just be in your thoughts. Because I mean, there's many times in the Bible where Jesus kind of like withdrew from the
Yeah,
scene.
a lot of times.
I'm not saying that but
Jesus thing.
but
I mean, you probably have the eyes and you're working on the beard, so.
working on the beard,
Oh
just
wow!
keep the
Now we
hair.
just need to get you the hair.
Who says Jesus has long hair, but you know.
Who knows?
it's just
But withdrawing is
controversial.
important. Maybe just to like wrap it up. I'm kind of seeing a theme of one of the big
Pentecostals be like, I'm sorry.
one thing one thing I'm getting in my spirit right now. There's someone out there who is watching the DNG vlog right now.
Who needs to click subscribe?
Yes. Like God,
And turn on your
God
notification
has been
button.
telling you for a long time to subscribe to the DNG vlog, but you have been. There is a blessing on the other side.
Oh,
There is a serious blessing
behind the camera.
behind the camera. Her name is Cisa.
Hey!
Just went into
Like, is this how I squeeze in?
Yeah, but like on the real though, one of the biggest temptations of social media is to live your life out there on social media, which is great. It's a great platform, but you can forget to live your life in here, which I think is most important, because you need to live here before you can begin to live out here. So it's okay to take some time.
Here you mean God and you.
Yeah,
Huh?
God and you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, between you and God, because you can do all the service out there, but you need to be in your Father's house, in your inner closet with God, and do life with God, even on the internet.
And do life with people. I
Yes,
mean, yeah. So do life with God, do life with people. Like, not everything is supposed to be captured. Not everything is supposed to be. Like, sometimes it's okay to just live.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've been doing. And maybe it's even going to make us create better content going forward. Because we're even learning a lot filming wise.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot about ourselves and our community.
Yeah. Like, I can tell you one thing. We were once having like a Bible study meeting. Was that like a month or 2 months ago? We don't go to the same church, but we were part of the same Bible study. And then after that, Bill was like, let's go for Miko's. Miko's a great place,
Our
by
favorite
the way.
place. Guys, please get Miko's to sponsor us.
Yeah,
And or sponsor
it's-
Miko's, like, you know. Or
And
something like that. If you know the owner of Miko's, just, you know, tell her about this YouTube channel and how
As
we
well.
can, you know, get free food.
I know, like, it would be cool to have, like, having, like, Miko's, like, waffles here. But anyways, so he was like, let's go get Miko's. And then I was like, yeah, sure. And then we're some other friends from Bible study. And as we're at Miko's, we're just talking about other stuff. And we're just opening up and sharing about things, just, like, candidly, after the Bible study meeting. And we sat, like, in the car for a good 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, like, opened up. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, oh, guys, I'm going through a valley, like, metaphorical Christian, no, like, saying things as they are. We talked about crushes, we talked about heartbreaks, we talked about life in general, disappointments, where we're at in life, our fears, our worries, our hopes, our dreams. And it was really good just to be like, oh, wow, we're a community. We can do life together. And in doing life, you get to see God, because God is life.
Dab
Wow.
it up.
Just went from 0 to 100. I mean, as you can see, we're still friends.
Still friends.
We haven't broken up. And
Haven't.
Gareth is still deep, you know, as you can see. And Sisa is still Sisa. And yeah, thank you for watching this long video, I'm sure. But like, we just wanted to give you guys an update, and we're gonna try. We have some content that we have recorded, and we're gonna try and post that. But like, if you see us go MIA, like, no pressure. We're living life so that we give you guys the best content yet. And let us know what you guys want us to talk about in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on your notifications so that you know every time we post a video. What else? Subscribe. Oh, share.
Share.
So like, comment, subscribe, share. And slide into his DMs.
And love Jesus above all. Like, we don't say this enough, but love Jesus. He loves you so much.
Do you want them to repeat a prayer after you? I'm just kidding.
Follow
Not
D.
that kind of party.
Follow D at Kalibu Conversations, and I'm a goddess of all those online stuff. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What else? Gmail. Blech, I don't know.
You can even send us an
Google
email.
Plus.
Yeah.
It's not called
DNG.
Gmail.
Text me.
I think it's
guys.
dng@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can follow Gareth, Dr. Gareth, on at Gareth Lupunga. Everywhere, his DMs are open, as we've been saying. If you have some questions about like medicine and whatnot,
Catch me on the radio.
Yeah.
Capital FM Morning Drive.
So yeah, until next time. See you, man.